Hey everybody, this is Matt Dickman of Techno Marketer, and this is another edition of First Look. This time we are looking at social travel site dopplr. And this is, I've actually had quite a bit of difficulty in getting an invite for this. This is a site that I've been wanting to cover for a while. I'm not really sure if that's more due to the small size of the beta test group and they don't really give you a whole lot of invites. Or if it's just that popular. So I'll take you through it, show you some of the ins and outs for it. I think that they've really got a niche market covered really well. So we'll see what you think. So first off, basically what this is, it's a site built by a group of frequent travelers. And the problem that they were having was they were traveling, they weren't really sure where each other were. So this site basically lets you figure out where people that you know are traveling, what's coming up for them, when you're going to be in the same city. So it's pretty focused. I mean, it's really, really well focused on travel. It doesn't really shoot off from that. There's not a whole lot of user-generated content options. It's just focused on where you are, where you're going, who's around you, etc. So here when I log in, you can see, my home city is Cleveland. You can see some upcoming trips. I have 2 trips to Chicago, one for the Marketing Profs Conference and another one because my wife is running the Chicago Marathon. So 2 times in 1 week, but that's okay. It's a great city. So what you can do, you can see everything in a list view, or you can see it on a map. And the map just basically shows you on a Google map, basically a line from Cleveland to Chicago, which would be the travel route for those 2 trips. But I could see if you had a lot of trips, if you were traveling to Europe, if you're traveling to multiple stops, this would be a really great way to let everybody kind of keep tabs on you, to let your family know where you are, friends know where you are, to know when you're in town. And I could really see as this site grows could be really, really powerful because you're going to be able to form groups of people. You're going to be able to know where they are. I've had many occasions where I'm in the same city as one of my friends or a colleague and had no idea that they were there at the same time I was, and it would have been really great to be able to see them. So this I think kind of addresses that. You can type in, let's just say Chicago, a city or a traveler. So there's a built-in search that's kind of the primary focus of the page, just below the header. And really what this allows you to do is kind of put out there, I can go into Chicago here. You'll see that when I do this, it shows me trips that I have that comes up, people who live in this city, which is the second tab. I don't actually have any friends associated with me at this point that are in Chicago, but if I did, I'd be able to see who was already there, and then notes on this city so that after I travel, I can say, oh, there was a great Italian restaurant here, here, and there. And I can actually remember that for future reference. And if friends of mine travel there, they can make notes, and I'll see their notes as well. So I can export everything to iCal. And a lot of this site is actually built around RSS. So I can follow my fellow travelers who are visiting Chicago. So it creates a feed just for that. If I go back to my trips really quick here, you'll see how this is set up. And the only issue that I really had with this was that to be able to really follow other people, you can do it inside the site. It just seemed like there was a little bit of a disconnect between following my friends and getting updates and things like that. But there's an RSS icon here, so I can follow my friends' next trips, so I can subscribe to that, and when their travels start coming up, it'll actually pull into my RSS reader. It'll also alert me on the site, but right now the friends that I have on dopplr aren't really traveling, so I can't show you that. If I want to add a trip, it's just as easy as coming to the add a trip screen. And I'll actually add a trip that I'm going to be taking to Boston a little bit later. So really all I do is type in Boston. It goes ahead and it finds out, it thinks that I mean Boston, Mass. Over there are 14 places it could match. Fortunately, it's smart enough to know. This is going to be October 27th through the 29th. and this is family travel. So when I add this trip, it gets added to my account under my trips, and it also alerts friends of mine. So, you know, the green kind of means I think that it's coming up really soon. Boston's a little bit further out, so it kind of color codes it according to the logo, kind of the color bar that they use for their logo. So, you know, so it's really, really focused, which I think is a great thing about Doppler. It's really focused on travel, on physical connectedness. I think a really good offshoot of this, though, would be to be able to do this inside Facebook, to pull this functionality into a network which I'm already involved in. That's one possible downside to it, but overall it's extremely well focused. If you have a large group of friends that are always traveling, crossing the country, this is probably going to help you out a lot. You know, just finding one of those missed connections where you're all in the same city and nobody knows who's where. Just one of those could totally cover what the investment is to get this up and running. So that's another edition of First Look. This is Doppler, and I'm Matt Dickman for Techno Marketer. If you have anything that you think needs a first look, or if you are creating a site like this and you'd like me to take a look at it, you can go ahead and drop me an email, mattdickman@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment on this post. Thanks a lot, and I will see you soon.